Hello, and welcome back to the series Neville on Bible. I'm Evelyn. Before we begin, a quick and important note. This episode explores Neville Goddard's metaphysical interpretation of Scripture and is not intended as Christian theology or religious doctrine. All biblical quotations used here are from the King James Version, and all interpretations presented are Neville's own. Today's verse is one of the most striking statements attributed to Jesus in the New Testament. John 8, verse 58, Jesus said unto them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, before Abraham was, I am. This single sentence created immediate outrage among Jesus' listeners. But Neville Goddard insists this verse is not about history, age, or genealogy. According to Neville, it is about identity, and not just Jesus' identity, but the nature of identity itself. To understand the weight of this verse, we must understand how it was spoken. Jesus does not say, before Abraham was, I was. He deliberately avoids the past tense. Instead, he says, I am. Neville points out that this choice of words is crucial. I am is not a description. It is not a title. It is not a reference to time. It is a statement of being. The reaction of the crowd, Neville says, shows they understood this was not a casual phrase. They recognized it as a declaration of ultimate identity. But where traditional interpretations focus on who Jesus was claiming to be, Neville asks a different question. What is this I am that speaks? Neville Goddard taught that the Bible is not secular history, but a psychological and spiritual drama. In his 1968 lecture, Before Abraham Was, I Am, Neville states, the Bible is not secular history. It is the story of states through which the soul of man passes. According to Neville, biblical characters represent states of consciousness, and the scripture describes inner experiences, not external biographies. So Abraham, in Neville's framework, is not merely a historical figure, but Abraham represents a state, an early stage in the soul's journey of self-awareness. Jesus Christ represents another state, the state of fully awakened identity, where awareness recognizes itself. Neville opens his book, Your Faith is Your Fortune, 1941, with John 8, verse 58, and then allows the I am to speak directly. Before Abraham was, I am. I am the formless awareness of being, conceiving myself to be man. This statement is central to Neville's interpretation. He is saying, I am a formless awareness. It exists before all identities and conditions. It conceives itself into states, including the state called man. Abraham, therefore, is not first in time. Awareness is. So when Jesus says, before Abraham was, I am, Neville hears the voice of pure awareness, declaring itself as the source behind all states of identity. In The Power of Awareness, 1952, Neville writes, I may forget who I am, where I am, or what I am, but I cannot forget that I am. This is the heart of Neville's teaching. Before you say, I am successful, I am struggling, I am this or that, the simple, undeniable fact is I am. Neville identifies this awareness as eternal. It has no age, no beginning, no ending. So when Jesus says, before Abraham was, I am, Neville hears eternal awareness speaking, not a historical claim about lifespan or chronology. Many people find Neville's interpretation uncomfortable. How can awareness be so fundamental? Neville addresses this directly in Awakened Imagination, 1954. Man has so long worshipped a God outside of himself that he cannot believe God is within. Neville insists that Jesus was not claiming personal superiority. Instead, Jesus was demonstrating identity. According to Neville, Jesus revealed what every human being must eventually realize, that awareness itself is primary. The resistance to this idea, Neville says, is psychological rather than spiritual. The outrage surrounding this statement symbolizes the discomfort that arises when long-held assumptions about identity are challenged. Neville considered Christ as a state of consciousness. This is one of Neville's most misunderstood ideas. Neville does not deny Jesus. He redefines Christ. For Neville, Christ is not primarily a person, but a state of consciousness, the state in which awareness fully recognizes itself. In the lecture, Before Abraham Was, I Am, Neville says, when man awakens in the state called Jesus Christ, he knows he was before Abraham. He knows he is. This awakening is experiential, not intellectual. Neville maintains that this realization is inevitable for every human being, though it unfolds in its own time. Neville never taught this as abstract philosophy. He taught it as practical law. In Feeling is the Secret, 1944, he writes, "To feel, I will be, is to confess, I am not. I am is stronger than I am not. Whatever you attach to I am, you energize. Whenever you say, I am free, I am healthy, I am fulfilled, you energize these positive attributes." This is why Neville insists on present tense assumption. For him, the power of the statement, I am, lies not in words, but in felt identity. Now let's pause, not to analyze, but to experience what Neville is pointing toward. If you can, take a moment to become still. You don't need to do anything special. Just allow yourself to be present. If you're comfortable, gently close your eyes. Now, for a few moments, let go of everything you usually use to define yourself. Let go of your name. Let go of your age. Let go of your profession. Let go of your roles, parent, child, partner, achiever, struggler. You don't have to reject them. Just set them aside briefly. Neville would say these are states, and states come and go. Now notice something very simple. Even without all those labels, you still exist. There is still a quiet sense of being here. That simple awareness, that feeling that you are, is what Neville calls I am. Now, very gently, let the words form within you, I am. Don't add anything after it. Not I am happy. Not I am worried. Not I am successful. Just I am. Let those words sink below the level of thought. You may notice a sense of stillness, a subtle calm, a feeling of presence without effort. Neville taught that this awareness is not something you create. It is something you notice. It was there before your current problems. It was there before your current circumstances. It was there before every story you tell about yourself. This is what Neville means when he interprets the words, before Abraham was, I am. Before any identity was assumed, before any role was played, this awareness already was. Stay with that feeling for a few seconds. There is nothing you need to fix here. Nothing you need to achieve. Just be. If thoughts arise, let them pass. You don't need to follow them. Return gently to the feeling I am. Neville encouraged people to return to this awareness often, especially when life feels overwhelming. Because when you touch this state, even briefly, something shifts. You remember that you are more than the condition you're facing, more than the state you're currently occupying. From this place, Neville would say, change becomes possible not through force, but through identity. When you're ready, gently open your eyes. Carry this awareness with you, not as an idea, but as a quiet knowing. According to Neville, the verse John 8 verse 58 means, you are not defined by your past. You are not trapped by circumstances. You are not limited by appearances. Before every condition, I am exists. And, because I am is creative, changing your self-concept changes your world. Neville summarizes this principle clearly. Change your conception of yourself, and you will automatically change the world in which you live. John 8 verse 58 is not about proving divinity. It is about revealing identity. Before Abraham, before history, before limitation, I am. That awareness is alive in you now. Thank you for joining me on Neville on Bible. If this resonated, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any comments or valuable suggestions, please write in the comments box below. In the next episode, we'll explore another verse and another insight from Neville's teachings. Until then, remember, before any label, before any story, I am. Goodbye and have a great day.